enough has been spoken on the notes making part. So one thing I would like to add here is that it's very important when you start making the notes from the newspapers. So I hope there are many college students here as well. Doesn't make sense that in the first year itself you're starting to make the notes. So you're preparing from 2018 and you have to appear in 2020 exam. So वो as Yaksh was telling वो कभी revise नहीं होंगे. So my strategy was that I developed the habit of reading the newspapers during my college times. And when the exam is approaching, like when it's like 6, 7 months before the exam, or even 8 months before the exam, for prelims I never made the notes because as they say, daily news analysis I used to follow. You can take any website, any coaching website, which is freely available online. You can just take the printouts if you're not a person who is very comfortable reading online. And then I used to take the printout and most of the stuff was covered there also. So why waste your time again and again in writing something which is already written somewhere, right? Doesn't make a lot of sense. I just noted down a few extra points which were there from the prelims perspective, which I felt were not covered in the daily news analysis. But for the mains, what I did was that 6, 7 months before, I started newspaper reading habit was already there, but I felt that there was a need to structure your thoughts well. So editorial, as Yaksh was telling, so editorials and any analytical article if it was there, so I would make a note of it, but what I would do was that I would make it in a format of an answer only. So my copies were structured like this, GS1, 2, 3, 4. And if there is a topic on, say, economy, inflation पे कोई article है, so I would make that article का note I would make in the form of an answer. So introduction I will give, suppose there's a data that is there in the article, I would put that in the introduction part. If there is any 4, 5 points that will go in the body part, and if there are any suggestions from the editor, I would do that in the suggestions part. So there are two benefits of it. One, the concept becomes very crystal clear. Second, when you will be having the time between prelims and mains, so that will become very easy to revise. And I did go back to those notes, and they were my only fallback option when I was preparing for the mains. So you can also start making the notes in the answer format, but do that only 7, 8 months before. Usse pehle just develop the habit of reading the newspapers.